What's up, Reefers? Welcome to Alex Poor Corals. This is Alex Wilson, your host. This is my daily video log where you can learn from my mistakes, so come check it out. Alright, so here's a look of the main display here today, and it is still got dinos everywhere. That's right, brown dinos, but I've moved the lighting down to just 20% intensity, and it's been a couple days now, so brown slime is certainly still here. However, it's less than before. Let's see if I can get some shots of it right here on the gravel. There it is. It's this netting nightmare algae. That's right. And so that's what's just so frustrating about it. It's just so toxic netting slime just nets completely over everything. The corals, the rocks, even the clams. Just an absolute disaster here. But now I think I'm getting it under control just with, I think it's caused from overfeeding and over just 2 minutes dissolved organics in the water. And so just got to let the system dissolved organics be further broken down, I believe, and then as well as a protein skimmer, as well as the microfauna, the copepods that get in balance with the microfauna. So that's what I believe it is. Right, Yellow Tang? So the Yellow Tang, where you at, Yellow Tang? There he is. What's up, Yellow Tang? Alright, yep, sorry. The Yellow Tang did have a bunch of dinoflagellates all on his face, all on his nose. It was absolutely sick. Luckily, it's not toxic to the fish as of yet, as you can see, not like the corals. Even the corals themselves, I mean, just the fact that we have, just they're not even exposed during the algae isn't actually touching the coral themselves, but still they're all closed up. It's just like all in the water and toxic, and so just get really low polyp extension. Right, Yellow Tang? So let's check them out over here. What do we got? Acanthophilia looking good and better. Things certainly cleaned up, and they got a whole bunch of it's just like the slime was all dying off, so it was like a whole bunch of just detritus, dead brown detritus mess absolutely everywhere. So got it cleaned up a little bit. Bubbles looking good as always. Yellow Tang, would you get out of the picture? See, he's always coming here, putting his fins, getting his face into the camera, dude. I'm trying to get pictures of the bubbles over here, but so the yellow tangs, the flower pots still closed up right here, but they should bounce back. Dunca's looking good, and Heliofungus looking a little bit better. And so one interesting thing of note, is that I noticed the alkalinity on this one did shoot up to about 11. So I'm not sure why that was. Or maybe it's just because the corals just stopped consuming, so there is residual alpha reef in the system and it's still adding alkalinity. That must be it. It's just the corals that just stopped soaking it in. But, went up to 11, stayed at still at 11. And so, what can I say? The nitrates and phosphates were, super low when that algae was growing, but now it's died off. Of course, certainly got a little spike. Most recently, it was at 0.6 parts per million on the phosphate, and the nitrate bumped up, from 15 parts per million up to about 20 parts per million. So a little spike there in both the nitrate and phosphate so far. So just gonna have to see what it does. So check back to see what's going on. But here's a shot of my Goniastria frag right there. Here's a shot of my other green splatter Goniastria. Then over here we got that's the unique coral Nitrophobia. Probably just another Goniastria, but it's got some cool different lighter colors on them. Blastomusa, gotta love it. And we got the Kryptonite Candy King from Tidal Gardens over there, Than. So thanks for this one, gotta love it. Elegance Coral coming back, already getting much better pop extension. One interesting thing of note here is that with the with this algae bloom, he seemed to, like a lot of the corals, especially this one, just really had a lot of coral poop, coming out of them, towards the end of the day maybe. But yeah, but just like, maybe 10 times as much as it normally does or so, just really crazy amount coming out of it. So I just assumed that, with with this dinoflagellus, the brown slime just doing so well, I guess the diatoms, so like it says dinoflagellus, the zooxanthellae in the coral itself also went bonkers, so that place had like a whole bunch of extra to expel, so certainly expelled a whole bunch of this elegance coral as well as the other corals as well. So let's check them out here. Mushrooms right here, still closed up. Pulsing zinnia, they're not even pulsing anymore. I have the MP60 on right here. By the way, the MP60, so I have this just on 1% right here. I put it on any higher, 2% or more, obviously it starts sucking in water from the air from the top, so that's no good. Sucking in air from the top, shooting in a whole mess of air from the top. So even on just a 1% right here, it still does it every once in a while, sucks in a little bit of air. So I have to have it, just like right here is what the best I can do. I mean, if I put it any lower than that, then it's just starts sucking from the bottom, the gravel. Well, it's just a little too low. You're shooting right on the rocks, So it's in each space, like if I put it to the side, then anything close to that side over there gets blasted too much, So put it too much to the side over here, and the same thing, it starts blasting too much in that corner. So I thought about going with the MP40s, but the reason I thought, well, I said it'd work if I had just like one on each side, or just, but then I thought, well, but then if I probably eventually gonna need 2 or more. So I thought, well, better just going with just one MP60, on one side as opposed to 2 or more MP40s. So that's why I went with the MP60, although it seems to be a little big, especially for the shallow aquarium, only 14 inches deep. So I also heard that there's Fish of Hex, I believe, that makes a type of adapter for the MPs, and that you can put on there, and it will cover the top a little bit, and therefore stop it from sucking in from the top right here. So that might be a good idea, because then I could, if I wanted to, at least I could put it higher up right there and just get shoot it a little bit more over the corals there. So I might have more options that way. Anyways, that's what I was talking about, the pulsing zinnias right here, and with these with the flow on, you can see whether that they're not pulsing, but in fact, they're just so upset over the brown slime dinoflagellate nightmare that they're dying back. But now that the dinoflagellates are gone, it should bounce back nicely. What else do we got over here? So yeah, there we go. Check out the hammer coral. Hammer. You got the Leviopora back there. It's like a real small polyp. And frog spawn bouncing back a little bit. And the orange Rhodactis looking good as always, the red. And then the purple Rhodactis here, still not looking very good, but it should bounce back shortly. And last but not least, down here we got that bounce Discosoma mushroom. That's right, folks, you saw it first here. Alex Pora Corals channel right here. Here it is right here. The bounce. This is the Alex Pora bounce orange Discosoma mushroom right here. So what's trippy about this is it's homemade Discosoma. That's right. I mean, it was just completely normal. So I think it's just, as mentioned by Mark Vanderwald on Reef Builders, he mentioned that, yeah, you'd heard that it's some people have theorized or have experienced putting, the mushrooms under the heavier light, and and that they'll start to create these bubble formations in a reaction to the bright light in order to protect themselves, right? So this one there it is, certainly does start, and you can see forming some nice bounce bubbles to them. Alright, so there he is, guys. There it is on that one. And let's check it out real quick. The coral quarantine system over here, doing pretty well today. Let's see, got the crazy mushrooms over here all in the corners right here. Mushrooms certainly like this aquarium right there, probably the lesser light. And who we're gonna check out today? Got the Turbonaria back in there, just a small frag of them. And look at what we got here, Camophobia, and he's got his polyps open right here. He's very rarely open like this. I fed him only once or twice since I've had him like this. But I'm gonna have to take advantage right now after filming this and feed him a little bit of my canned tuna. That's right, folks. I feed all of my corals canned tuna, which is what I have left over here at the house. And you can see he's got sweeper tentacles as well, reaching out here and there. Crazy Camophobia. Probably a Diphastria. Because my other Diphastria back here, it certainly looks like them. This one right in here, this guy here from, what did I get this out? Live, that's right, Live Aquaria. This is their Diphastria. This one I've never seen open up though whatsoever, so I've never fed it yet. So looking forward to that, as opposed to the Dragon Soul. That one definitely opened up fairly recently and took in quite a bit of canned tuna. And so, you know, in the canned tuna you can do different types of, you know, whether just bigger pieces or smaller pieces. You know, it's better for the corals to get smaller pieces, but it becomes a little bit harder to actually feed them. You have to use like a turkey baster or some kind of feeder like that. You know, whereas if I'm just doing it by hand, which I normally do, then it's a lot easier to just grab the pieces, you know, the slightly bigger pieces of the tuna that I can grab with my fingers and then just plop them straight into the polyps, drop them straight where I want them. And that works, you know, pretty good too with the bigger corals, such as one of the Heliofungia and the elegance corals and that. So, yep, guys, that's what I've been doing, and everything else pretty much the same right in here. All of these guys are still alive. That's right, tripping out. Can you believe it? Still alive, this stuff. And here's a shot of the other Gani Astria. Alright guys, well I guess that's it, but check on the next update to see what happened with this brown slime dino flagellate nightmare. Just absolutely toxic, killing all the fish, all the corals, smothered everything. Alright guys, happy reefing, bye.